Welcome to the What Matters podcast and this very special episode. I'm Nicole Bastien, founder of What Matters and also host of the podcast episodes. Well, what shall I say? That I am sitting here and recording this episode, actually publishing podcast, that is something I never intended to do. Yes, I do like to entertain and engage people in meaningful conversations, but believe me, doing a podcast and everything that comes with it, that is a total different dimension for me. So what I'm doing here is not the result of a sophisticated media strategy, but it is the outcome of my insatiable curiosity and my preferred way of learning how this world actually rolls. So whenever I feel I have to conquer a new topic or there is something I want to dig in more, then I rather reach out to someone who is ahead of me than read a book. I do love reading though, but I enjoy good conversations with people even more. Because I love to listen to their stories, their ups and downs, and I love to learn from their lived experience. I mean, yes, it is their experience and I still have to make mine. But in those conversations, we share more than just knowledge or wisdom. For a short amount of time, I connect with those people and sometimes I am really lucky. I can connect deeply with people and have this experience of shared time, shared space, sometimes shared understanding and even mutualism. So conversations to me mean so much more than an exchange of knowledge and wisdom. So now that you know that about me, you still don't have any answer why I'm doing what I'm doing here with What Matters. And to give you some more context, I want to take you on a little time travel back in my own history, back to the year 2020 first. After being a managing director of a mid-sized company for more than a decade and actually leading this company for the longest time of my corporate career, I decided to leave corporate entirely and start my own business as advisor for, as I call them, visionary and forward-thinking people. So what I wanted to do was help them turn their vision of a better world into something very tangible. Well, I'm still running this business, and if you're interested, you can learn more at fineadvisory.com. So we translate their vision into a sense-making strategy and hands-on implementation that comes right after that. And and down the road, a lot of communication challenges usually occur, and this is what I help them to master them. However, let's go back to 2020 and me deciding to leave corporate. At this time, I was very well trained in delivering on the spot at the speed of light, high performance and sophisticated solutions. And I can tell you that I really felt more like a machine than a real human being. But it was also a time when I had already explored the question of what's a better and more sustainable way of doing business. And to me, it meant people before numbers. And that meant creating a successful business and financially successful business, but not on the expenses of people. So I exposed myself with exactly that mantra, people before numbers. And you can imagine, in the environment I was sitting as a managing director, I didn't earn laurels for that I can tell you. It was actually a pretty unpleasant thing to do. So the typical reaction that I received was, Nicole, you just don't get it. This is the way business works. It is about growth, it is about scalability, it is about revenue, it is about money. And of course people are important, as long as they fit in. So you can imagine I felt like the biggest weirdo on this planet. You know, the one with the third eye everyone is staring at, and you're just standing there and sitting there and thinking, there is something wrong with me. I'm really the only one that does not really fit in here. That was nice back then, but when I look back at this time, I do have to chuckle about that. So I left corporate willing to throw myself into this world and do my best to support others to become leaders and entrepreneurs that would be followed. And by this time, I had already one foot in the ideas of common good, reinventing organizations and businesses as zebras, not as unicorns and all that stuff. But I still felt pretty lonely. Whenever I met someone and they asked me what I'm up to, and I told them what I wanted to do means building better businesses that care for people and not the big pockets, they'd answer, you want to found a non-profit? And I'd say, no, not a non-profit, but businesses which care for more than just shareholders. You can imagine that I received the same reactions as I did back in my corporate days. There it was again, the one with the third eye. And then universe meant well and synchronicity happened. So as so often in my life, I did research that one day, and honestly, I cannot really recall what I was looking for. But I do remember that I got down the rabbit hole and somehow ended up reading John Fullerton's paper on regenerative economy. And I was so excited about what I read, I wrote him an email right away, sharing my appreciation and acknowledgement for his courage to show the world of finance that there is a better way of doing business. So that day, I learned the term regenerative economy. Well, I do have to say that I have been educated and trained in living system approach and transformation since 1994. And what we call regenerative and regenerative business or business approach in an international understanding is expressed by different words and terminologies in Europe and Germany, where I've been socialized as living systems practitioner. At the core, it refers to the same idea of regeneration and regenerative economy, which is an economy that puts itself in service to life. And that means aiming for sustainability, not only for this or the next generation, by serving the well-being of people and our planet, while still flourishing as a business financially. So I enrolled in John's newly started course on the 8 principles of regenerative economy, and I felt like home. So many kindred spirits from different industries and professional backgrounds came together there. That was really incredible. All willing to transform our existing economic paradigm toward a more just and sustainable one. So people from technologies, finance, lawyers, educators, healthcare system, communicators, climate activists, social activists, spiritual people, you just name it. And all want to make this change happen. They want to move forward. They want to create a more just and sustainable economic paradigm. But what I learned pretty fast too is just because you call it regenerative doesn't mean it is regenerative. So to me, regeneration is a practice, a decision one has to make about how to be in this world. Do you want to be extractive, or you want to be in the best service for a better future for all of us? So regeneration is an outcome and not an output. It is a matter of consciousness, and for that, it is a matter of personal maturity. So, as I said, I love to be engaged with people, listen to their stories and learn from their experience. And yes, I admit I couldn't hold it back for long, and I reached out to many of them to learn exactly from their lived experience and from their different backgrounds. So, and the more I listened to people from regenerative technology, innovation, finance, education, etc., I learned that even in the realm of regenerative economy, we are stepping into the same old pitfall of silo thinking and reductionism. Those are two things we actually want to overcome with all those existing frameworks and tools within the regenerative economy. But here it was again. Even though regenerative economy is by design also for the well-being of humans, the human itself comes quite short in almost all what I see and hear. I know. I really know that is quite a bitter pill to swallow, and I have to say, I wonder how many DMs I will receive after I just said it. But it is true though. The human itself comes quite short within the realm of regenerative economy. Now, one can argue that by focusing on the environment, humans will be the beneficiaries. But while you're listening to my words, please just ask yourself, who does regenerative technology actually serve? Who does the regenerative economy serve? Why is economy existing? Reality is, and that I say it again, the human falls short within the regenerative economy. And yet it is we humans that matter most. And I can tell you why. The only way to innovate into a regenerative economy is by reclaiming humanity to create an intentional impact. I'm going to repeat this. The only way to innovate into a regenerative economy is by reclaiming humanity to create an intentional impact. It's quite a bold statement, right? But we have to remember and understand that we humans are the source and the creator of any kind of economy, for the better or the worse. And we are the beneficiaries too. So if we want to overcome the collective large-scale problems of our time, we have to reclaim our humanity in accepting our needs to connect and our capacity to co-create and co-imagine over that. And by that, we reimpose a sense of belonging. We humans are social beings and we need to socialize. Our capabilities to connect with others, they thrive on relationships and at the same time, they're fostering them. And when we understand that business and economy always have been relational and never transactional, and when we start to act exactly from that base, relational and not transactional, we reframe the economy as a wellspring for the prosperity of a community and not as the money-making machine our twisted brains let us believe. So I want to ask you, what is it that truly matters in an economy? What is it that truly matters to you? Well, to me, it is humanity. We humans are the architects of the economy. And what that means in terms of technology, in terms of capital, in terms of any other aspect of economy, especially when we talk about regional economies and communities, I cannot answer those questions alone. And no one can. No one can without connecting with those who are willing to create an impact on the economy. So, truth is, we have to fast forward together. And that is why I found what matters: to unite impact creators and bring together three essential elements of economy: technologies, capital, and humanities. It is about bridging dividing gaps and creating better conditions for an intentional human impact toward a regenerative economy. And at what matters, we reclaim humanity as the driving force to make this impact happen. So let me give you a bit more insights. Our first initial step is to invite impact creators to live conversations, especially to shed light on different aspects of regenerative economy and to get their perspectives on that. And yes, also learn from their lived experience. I mean, conversations are the oldest way of co-learning after all. And in our live conversations, the audience is always invited to chime in at any time and whenever they want. So in each of our recordings, you will hear not only my guest and me, but also other voices from the audience. I never follow an agenda or script, and usually I welcome my guests with an initial question, and from there I can tell you it is an entire free flow. I never know where we will resurface, or if my poor Wi-Fi or my guest's poor Wi-Fi will kick out my guest. You know, everything is possible and a lot of things already happened. So if you want to join one of our live conversations, then please follow me and What Matters Initiative on LinkedIn for invitations, and also visit us at humanitywhatmatters.com. Since October 2023 and the moment of this recording here, we've engaged people from more than 45 nations and 7 continents in our live conversations. So What Matters is evolving, and we will expand our publishing capacities over the next months. The live conversations and publishing them as podcasts is our starting point, and from there we will go in new realms. Our goal is to shed light on the regenerative economy and to give incredible impact creators a voice and visibility, and also to make the regenerative economy approachable and accessible. So one important part of What Matters is that What Matters is going to be a publishing house. The second part is that we're tinkering with ideas around the fellowship program and venture lab for impact creators who are already working toward an intentional impact on local economy. And this is the fabric weaving part of What Matters, which is meant to give a deeper sense of belonging by being an impact creator hive and ecosystem, and through that supporting local work with a multi-level learning journey. I won't reveal more right now, right here. And if you're interested in supporting our fellowship program and venture lab, please reach out via connect@humanitywhatmatters.com. And the third part of What Matters will be everything around advocacy and partnerships. And this is the part I will keep a secret at the moment. Definitely. So I hope this little spoonful right from the cauldron of What Matters gave you a little taste of what we're up to. And I do hope you will enjoy every podcast episode as much as I did when I hosted them as live conversations. And please remember, your voice matters too. So join one of our next live conversations because I would love to hear your perspective. And please like, share, and visit us at humanitywhatmatters.com and help us build better conditions for intentional human impact toward a regenerative economy. And now, enjoy the voices of exactly that, a regenerative economy.